morning. Today I've given you an assignment in ReadWorks titled The Boy Who Didn't Want to Catch. Now I have some special instructions for how I want you to complete this today. Normally when we read, we probably jump right in and just read the passage. But I want to do some previewing. I'm going to preview basically by reading over the questions before I read the passage to get an idea of what I'm looking for. So you have 10 questions here. I want you to read through each one. For instance, what position did David normally play for the varsity baseball team? Once I have that question in my mind, I'll be looking for that information when I get into the passage, and I'll be able to find it that much more quickly. There's one other thing that I specifically want you to focus on. The last couple of questions here are going to be short response questions. And I want to pay special attention to how to preview with them. I'll use number 9 as an example. This will be kind of a giveaway question today. Describe the 2 ways David's position as catcher influenced the performance of other players on the Woodchucks team. Use evidence from the story to support your answer. So as we've done in the past, I'm going to look at this question. I'm going to break it down into what it's looking for. I see that it wants me to describe 2 ways, specifically 2, not 3, 4, not 1, but 2 ways David's position as catcher influenced the performance of other players on the Woodchucks team. 2 ways influenced the performance on the Woodchucks team. And then, of course, one of my favorite parts, use evidence from the story to support your answer. So what I'm going to do is I'm looking for 2 things. I'm going to go back through this article, and I've read through it, and so I happen to know that it's at the very end of the article that David works as the catcher for the team. And so I'm going to read this passage and see if you can catch 2 things that talk about how he influences teammates. David got through practice that Thursday, and sure enough, just as Sammy said, David felt ready to go Friday. He just needed to get used to crouching a little bit. Corey, the starting pitcher, was obviously ready to go too. He pitched the best game of the year, telling David throughout the game that David was giving him excellent choices of pitches to throw. The Woodchucks beat the Barons 3-0, tying them for first place, and they scored their 3 runs all because of the home run Derek hit in the 6th inning. Derek took David's place that day in left field. After that game, David was the happiest of all the Woodchucks, even though he did not get a hit. David knew that a big reason for the team's victory was that he agreed to be the catcher. From then on, he loved playing catcher because he could help the Woodchucks win in ways he never could before. So, look at this passage and tell me what you think are 2 ways that David playing catcher influenced the team. Okay. Did you point out that that the pitcher pitched the best game of the year, and he said that it was because David was giving him excellent choices? That would be one reason. A second reason would be it's a little bit trickier to spot, but right in here it says the Woodchucks beat the Barons 3-0, tying them first place. It says they scored their 3 runs all because of the home run Derek hit in the 6th inning. Derek took David's place that day at left field. Now this is a little bit tricky to look at right now because I've read the article, y'all haven't, but David used to play left field, and because he stepped into the catcher role, Derek played left field, and Derek hit the home run that got them 3 runs. And it confirms at the end that David knew a big reason for the team's victory was that he agreed to be a catcher. So I can use a highlight tool here, and I'm going to say that the pitcher pitched the best pitch of the game of the year, telling David it was because of his choices, and the team scored their 3 runs, all because of the home run Derek hit in the 6th inning, and Derek had taken David's previous place. And so there are my 2 reasons, and right here I've highlighted my evidence for the text. And so going back and answering, I would say something along the lines of David taking the position of catcher influenced the performance of the team in 2 ways. See how I'm restating the question. Describe 2 ways David's position as catcher influenced the performance of other players. I start off by restating and saying David's taking the position of catcher influenced the performance of the team in 2 ways. First, it caused the pitcher to pitch his best game of the year. Second, it allowed Derek to hit a home run that won the game. I go back and check, and yep, sure enough, that's exactly what I had highlighted. So question 9 is sort of a gimme question today. You may go ahead and answer it. Try to put it in your own words, but since I've answered it here, I understand if you do not. Just give me a little bit of credit, say, according to Mr. Schaefer, or something like that. That way we're not plagiarizing. So when you look at questions 8 and questions 10, I want you to look specifically at what the information is that they're looking for. And then as you go through the passage, pay attention and look for that information. And you can even highlight as I did. If you highlight with the cursor, it will give you the option to pick a color and highlight the text. So that's your assignment for today. If you have any questions, as always, please email me. I hope you all have a great day.